Top into our next best of 3. And we have spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Oceanborn, one of the favorites to at least get to the finals of this tournament. We're expecting the MaxPax versus Clem finals, but he's got a few more rounds to make it through and a few more very strong players to take down before he gets there. It is, of course, MaxPax. His opponent, whose name does start with C and is 4 letters and ends with M. Very, very similar name in a lot of ways to the Terran in the bracket. But this is the Zerg Cham, playing for Starlight Twinkle. Cham had a pretty nice run in the ESL Masters Americas bracket, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't followed those super closely. They're pretty much only on when I'm at work, so been a little hard to keep track of everything, but been checking out the brackets and stuff, keeping an eye on the results as people post them. Cham seemed to have some good, solid results. He has looked pretty strong lately. Looked good. We were casting some of his OSC Masters Cup. No, it was the OSC midseason playoffs not too long ago. Cham had some good matches in there. He is up against one of the toughest opponents, though. A lot of people are saying he's the strongest Protoss in the world right now. I kind of agree. And while it's unfortunate that we won't see him at a live event, on the online events, he tends to knock out just about everybody. There's a few people who have beaten him recently, but it's mostly Clem that he has trouble with. And Christianer, was that a few weeks ago? Christianer took him down in the bracket. So what I'm expecting out of this match is Cham to bust out a bit of an aggressive build. The way we've seen Cham win recently against Protoss, it was Cham against Mana that I remember casting, I think, a couple weeks ago. And he had a really interesting... I don't know, it felt like Cham was playing kind of low eco, but he was just taking decent trades. He had a Swarm Host game where he went for a bunch of Swarm Host. Things were a little bit weird. But I feel like that's going to be really tough against MaxPax, who tends to be very good with the early game harassment, has really good crisis management at dealing with a player who is getting aggressive. And I think MaxPax in general, he's very good at scouting for what his opponent's doing, reading it well, and responding well. Which sounds simple, but it's like one of the hardest things to do in StarCraft. And MaxPax tends to play on kind of a knife's edge, where if he does miss a scout or he gets a scout wrong, he can be in a really bad spot because he generally responds with exactly what he needs, exactly when he needs it. He's extremely efficient in that way. But if Cham can, pull the wool over his eyes a little bit, maybe things can get a little spicy. And Cham certainly has some builds. He's got some builds. Now for MaxPax, this is looking pretty standard as an opening. The Oracle's I don't think it got the scout in the Evo chamber. It's kind of important. It's a quick +1 melee here from Cham. Not that big of a deal necessarily. This could just be a standard macro +1 melee, but again, that scouting is super important. MaxPax might be depending on it. His Twilight Council is about to finish up. I don't know where it is. There it is. We found it. A couple more gates as well. This could be a 4-gate Glaives build, actually, now that I see this. With the 2 more gates, and there it is, Adept Glaives. So the lady's going to be making it in, and I don't think Cham is going to be able to get the scout on this. He does see 2 more Adepts warp in, but that doesn't really tell you much, does it? Void Ray went to the other side of the map, so it's not here to deal with that Overlord. I was trying to get some information. But Cham doesn't necessarily know what he's up against. I was looking for that Overlord. It, was hiding from me. Look how hidden that is. It's so hard to see on the screen. Camouflage. The Camouflage Overlord. It looks like so far Cham playing this out pretty normally. Heading up to 3 bases. He hasn't taken a lot of drone damage. A few have gone down. It looks like it was trading out for a couple of adepts. Whoa, gonna force a cancel on this base. Cham does get the cancel. The Void Ray just being annoying here. Oh, can't do this again. MaxPax needs to be a little careful, but he's drawing these queens so far away, and Cham is very, very not ready for this. And I'm getting real worried for Cham right now. As these adepts are in, they're going to get on top of some of these drones. 4 drones going down. The Ling's trying to chase the shades into the main. They are going to get surrounded on a couple of these adepts, but the surface area here is so minimal. The spawning pool positioning really hurting Cham right now. He's going to keep pulling the drones away. Some more adepts going to shade into the natural. Oh my god, and into the third. The queens are here to deal with these ones, but 3 more drones going down. So far, not a ton of damage, but as I say that, it is starting to add up a little bit as these Lings are shading down in the natural, up to 10 drones going down. Cham finally clears all of that up, but oh man, he is down to 39 workers as he loses, I think that was 15 more drones during that attack. Now, granted, that was for 15 adepts. As far as the actual trades go here, it doesn't look too bad. But Cham is desperately trying to get his drone count up. And in the meantime, MaxPax is just going to defend his 3rd base and be in a pretty solid spot economically while he gets into Blink. 4 more gates on the way up. His Forge is coming up. MaxPax could have a pretty powerful push in the next couple of minutes here with a lot of Blink Stalkers. Now, that being said, Cham does have 5 bases. So as he gets his drone count back up, he could try to push up to like 85 drones. This is where it becomes really tough for Zerg, though. He needs to have more workers than his opponent, but he also needs to make sure he has enough units to deal with a push across the map. And MaxPax is heading out a lot earlier than I'd expected. He is not even waiting for Blink to finish before he moves out, but he's just going. His gateways are done. Blink is about to be done, and he's hoping he can hit before there's enough units out for Cham, and he's absolutely right. I mean, Cham just doesn't have enough to deal with this, and there are a lot of drones at this base that have nowhere to go. Lings want to come down and fight. There's just not enough here. It's not even close to enough. And yeah, that's just about it. I do not see what Cham can do to combat that. MaxPax recognizing how many workers he killed. He knew his opponent was just going to be trying to rebuild those drones consistently, and that was going to give a big opening, a big opportunity for MaxPax to hit with his next wave of units. He went early because he knew that the earlier the better. I think Cham's one hope there was that if MaxPax just decided to try to tech and macro and stay at home, all those drones that were coming out for Cham would have been worth it. But as it was, that was a lot of larva and a lot of money spent on units that did not really help. And we're going to head into a game 2. All right. Site Delta is going to be our map of choice here. It seems like the other casters have joined us. When we started, there was like nobody casting. Steadfast was around, but it was just like me and him. Everybody else has showed up to join in on the good matches now. Here we are in Site Delta. Speaking of good matches, spawning in the lower right-hand corner, it is Psystorm Gaming's MaxPax, the best Protoss in the world. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner, one of the strongest Zergs in the entire Americas. It is Starlight Twinkle's Cham. In fact, did he make it further than Scarlet in this last regionals? I'm not sure. There were a few upsets, but I haven't checked the full bracket, so I'm not sure. MaxPax going to be annoying and block the hatchery, as you do. We have some good matches in the other sections of this bracket, too. I think Creator Gumiho. Oh, no, Firefly Gumiho, according to the bracket. It looks like. Beyond versus Clem in a TVT. Dark is waiting for Skillus and Trigger. Either one of those should be very good. And, of course, the winner of this will be up against Cure, so... pretty sick round of 8. This is why I love the America's Cup. Always a really, really good set of matches to cast. And I am wearing this flannel. I do love wearing flannel. It's been a great season for flannel. But it has been so warm in my apartment lately. I don't know why. I don't know if there's like, maybe people have been turning their heat on. I don't turn my heat on. Because apparently I don't need it. It's been so warm. Maybe other people have been turning their heat on though. And like the whole building's been warming up. The biggest problem for me is that I can't open my window anymore. Because there's no screen on the window and the cat could just jump out. There's literally nothing to stop a cat from jumping out of this window. It's maybe the worst design window I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I don't understand why it's designed the way it is. It's very common, I've noticed, in new buildings. There must be some like regulation that you have to design windows a certain way. But it's so dumb. It's like really dumb. It like opens on a hinge from the bottom and it just like opens outwards a few inches. So it doesn't even open very far. You can't get a lot of air in. I have this huge, beautiful window and only like one tiny part of it opens. It opens in the stupidest way possible. It's awful for trying to set up an air conditioner in the summer. If it's too warm inside in the winter, or if I just need some air, I don't know. It's just so dumb. Just a very poorly designed window. And again, there's no screen, so I can't just like open it. I have a cat. He could just jump out or fall out. He'd be like, sniff, sniff. Whoops. I'm on the 9th floor, guys. It's not cool. Anyways, griping about my windows. I hate modern windows. Get them out of here. Unless they're like good. Just so rare. They're usually such crap. That's a lot of Lings that have died so far to kill one Adept. Also a few drones going down. This early game harass from MaxPax. I kind of mentioned it last game, but this is something he's very strong at and tends to get a lot of damage done with. And we're already seeing that this game. As double Oracle's now hitting. He's going to focus on this one, get a few drone kills. Goes up to 4 more kills with that Oracle. He's going to try to drop a Stasis Trap in the main. Cham! Woo! It was close. It was close, but he got those drones out of there. Nicely done. But now MaxPax is pushing across with even more Adepts and another Oracle. I think that's the 3rd Oracle. And 2 more Adepts, taking a 3rd base behind it. Of course, he's got his transition into what is probably going to be Blink and +1 off the backside of it. But MaxPax is just putting himself in a fantastic position to start things off here. Keeping Cham's worker count so low, getting 4 more drone kills there, the total up to 11. MaxPax is ahead 9 workers, and even with 10 drones about to pop, I'm still not in love with Cham's economy here. As the Oracles come back in, this time into the main base, getting, I think that was just 2 more kills. Oh man, they're just being so annoying with this. guy wanted to build a stasis trap but didn't have the energy for it. Well, Lings on the other side of the map do get a couple of probes. You know, it's a small prize there for Cham, but you take what you can get. He does have +1 melee about to finish, so that could really help if he's able to get some Banelings to roll in here or something. Or even just getting the Lings back in, getting those kills a little quicker. Oh, it is funny, actually. Cham, I think Cham is the last player from the Americas represented here in this bracket. MaxPax, I don't know. He's looking in pretty good position to take him out here. The Americas might be over very, very soon. Oh, wait, no. Trigger's still in here. Trigger holding it down. I believe. Maybe the Americas can represent themselves in the Americas Cup. But I don't think it's going to be from Cham. The Stalkers are here. They have the Oracle support, which is going to make it very difficult for the Lings to do anything. This fourth base is going to be forced to cancel. Cham does have another one on the way up. Stasis Trap gets triggered on just a couple of Lings, but the Oracle's going to turn on. The Stalker's blinking back. Looks like the Lings will push them away with the help of the Queens for now, keeping this base alive. Cham holding on. Still down about 20 supply, but... Well, Stasis Traps get triggered on just a few Lings. Again, the Oracle's going to turn on to fight against the Lings as they try to get that surround. The Lings pull all the way back. Some Roaches on the way now. It's a little bit better of a fighting unit, but it's just going to be a few of them. Roach speed isn't even done yet. And Cham has +1 melee. He does not have +1 missile attacks. Stalker's going to dive in, try to focus down the base. Yeah, they get the base. They're going to blink out. The Oracles, again, turn their pulsar beams on. A few Stalkers go down. But MaxPax is pushing this back. Cham is fighting for his life here. He does have those Roaches starting to pop out. Staying alive long enough to get some units out. It is 56 to 70 workers, though, as MaxPax's fourth base is done. He's got probes going to it already. Cham's base is devoid of drones. There you go. One drone going down. As he only has 56, 55 now. And MaxPax, he's blinking back with the Stalkers. It looks like the Roaches might be enough to push this back, but I don't know. Cham turns around. Trying to wait for more Lings to come out, and that's going to give time for the Creep to get killed here. And MaxPax is pulling further and further ahead in this game. His 1-1 is now done. Charge is finishing up as a few Zealots start warping in. It's another cancel on another base. And MaxPax looks like he's going to push through. He's got some Zealots counterattacking, buying time, fighting against these Lings. So the Stalkers can take a good fight over here. Another beautiful Stasis Trap, catching a few of those Lings out front. Oracle's waiting until the Stalkers blink back far enough to be away from the Queens, in case they need to help against the Lings. But I think the Stalkers might be able to do it on their own. MaxPax ahead, 30 supply right now as more Zealots go into the natural base. More Zealots warp in at this forward prism. And I think we are moments away from Cham tapping out, as it looks like MaxPax is going to be able to take the 2-0 victory over one of the last America's representing players in this bracket. GG.